There's one crypto project that's blowing all other dapps completely out of the water, Axie Infinity. Just a few months back, this cartoon game, yes, this one, had revenue of over $270 million in just 30 days. For comparison's sake, Pancakeswap in the same exact period showed a revenue of $12.6 million, 21 times less. But that just scratches the surface of Axie Infinity. You see, Axie Infinity, with the amount of technology it has set in motion, is way more than your average crypto project, and it requires a bit of an open mind to explore and to consider. The financial gains some have made with this game are pretty hard to believe, but yet some people are actually paying their bills by playing this game. But with the promise of paying a game to earn crypto and pay your bills, I wanted to look into this myself. So let's dive into the world of Axie Infinity, and in this way you can decide if it's worth your time and worth your capital. So before we get into the tokenomics involved, I'm going to go through what this game is and how it works, because it's pretty crazy. So one of the things you'll notice right away is this game is inspired by Pokemon. You play the role of a collector of these little monsters called Axies. Each one of those monsters has a specific combination of genes that makes it not only look unique, but unlock special abilities for when you go ahead and battle other players. Now, each one of these Axies that you own can then be bred with other Axies to make new ones, which in turn have their own unique characteristics. Axies, as well as their offspring, are bought and sold all the time in the in-game marketplace, and their value is determined in part by what the Axies look like, what they can do in battle, and how you can breed them. And this is because each of those virtual pets you collect are actually NFTs. NFTs generated by the game that can be bought on NFT marketplaces like OpenSea. Apart from the Axie pets themselves, there are many other NFT resources that are available for purchase within the game, like land, in-game land. And the prices for land are astonishing. Earlier this year, a set of 9 plots of land sold for $1.5 million. But if you're a little bit less Bezos and a little bit more bootleg, you can watch your Axies frolic within your own plot of land for, a mere $10,000. What is up with that? What's up with that? Well, I dug deep to find out, and resources in Axie Infinity can vary wildly in price because of the value associated with each NFT. If you watch my videos, you're probably already aware of what NFTs are, but here's a quick refresher. These are non-fungible tokens. In other words, digital assets that cannot be replicated, each one being one of a kind, just like my mom tells me. NFTs allow people to collect and trade pictures, art, videos, or basically anything you can turn into a digital asset. And even though it's easy to, just screenshot a picture online or a tweet that you see, NFTs, because they're recorded on a blockchain, allow owners to make legitimate profit from buying and selling the ownership rights to that specific, unique, non-fungible asset. But Axie flips this whole concept on its head. Your Axies and the land inside this game all serve a purpose in the game's earn-to-play model. Your Axie may be worth something now, but win battles in the game and you get even more rewards with it. The land in Lunacia, that's the name of the Axie world by the way, costs so damn much because of the advantage it gives holders by way of resources in the game, ultimately giving you more ways to create other NFTs that you can use in gameplay or sell to the highest bidder. So people look at buying this land or other resources as an investment within an investment. Now, most of this game is developed in-house by Sky Mavis, but it's part of their mission to enable third-party developers to create small mini-games and different tools to help other players within the game. Now, owning land in Lunacia is one of the more lucrative ways that you can begin to treat Axie Infinity as a potential business opportunity. Now, while this is not the first game to do this, Axie Infinity is by far the largest to do it. This September, the developers Sky Mavis and Axie players surpassed $2 billion in sales. This beats out the previous leader in NFT collectibles, CryptoPunks, which as of last month had an all-time volume of $1.29 billion. Here comes the money. Now let's talk tokens. two tokens rule over the economy of Lunacia, and those are Axie Infinity Shards, AXS, and Smooth Love Potions, SLP. You can think of AXS as the currency standard for all economic activity in the world of Axie. You know, just like you'd use gil in Final Fantasy or rupees in The Legend of Zelda. But this Axie currency does way more than just buy items in game or NFTs. But I'll come back to that in a smooth lovin' minute. Because we need to talk about Smooth Love Potions, or the SLP token. This is the second Axie game token. Players of the game need this second token to breed more Axies. The more times you breed an Axie, the more SLP token you need. Honestly, I mean, with a name like Smooth Love Potion, they might as well have just called it Axie Lube. Oh my. But, you know, they went ahead and called it Smooth Love Potions instead. But Sky Mavis, they designed the game around this token so that there's not an oversupply of Axies in the game, and to try and keep the price of SLP stable. But looking at the way that SLP has come down in price from 41 cents down to 6 cents in the last 3 months, it hasn't really been that way. Now, it's a completely different story for the AXS token. These are Axie governance tokens, the currency for the game's economy. AXS is an ERC20 compliant token, which basically means it follows a set of rules that help cut back on fraud and volatility in token prices. These tokens can be traded on basically any of your favorite exchanges, and there are strong incentives to hold and stake the token, which of course helps the token's price. Players are able to stake this token and earn more tokens as rewards, with rewards released to players weekly. Most of the decisions for the development of Axie Infinity are currently made by the Sky Mavis team, but holders of AXS will eventually have voting rights as to how funds are allocated and which features to prioritize in the future of the game. According to their white paper, by the time all AXS tokens have been released, the game should have reached a point of maturity that allows all major decisions to be voted on by the community of Axie shard holders. So for example, in the future, invested players will be able to vote on how much funding should be allocated to the development team, Sky Mavis, for development, or if instead third-party developers should be given those funds to build on the game instead of the main team. Now, one of Axie Infinity's founding members has pointed out that turning the game into a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, will be the key to keeping the game and its community engaged long term. Eventually, if all goes well, an allocation of its token supply will be voted on by those who hold the AXS token. Starting in October 2020, Sky Mavis has been following a set schedule for the release of the AXS token. And they want to release the total supply of 270 million tokens by October 2023. Now, I should point out that there are currently roughly about 60 million tokens released. 21% of those tokens are owned by the development team. A healthy 29% is allocated for staking rewards, and 20% is allocated for players to earn in-game. Now, unlike other crypto projects, the game itself is integral for keeping AXS, the token, and all Axie NFTs valuable in the long run. So everyone has this financial interest to keep on playing. And this is a fascinating concept to me. I mean, I can't imagine if 10 years ago, when Skyrim came out and I was playing it every single day, having a financial interest in the game and its popularity. I could really see this potentially keeping the popularity of this game high long term if it's fun and people have a financial interest in keeping it popular. Even though Axie's endgame is to become a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, right now it's Sky Mavis that holds most, if not all, of the cards. What they decide to do over the next couple of years will decide the fate of the game for all the players, for AXS holders, and for stakers alike. And this brings me to the risks. Of course, we have volatility in crypto. This in itself is always a risk. Then we have the risk of the popularity of the game. Those who hold the AXS token, the Smooth Love token, and Axie NFTs will all see their assets fluctuate with the popularity of Axie as a game. And as of now, until the game is totally decentralized, that success is largely in the hands of the development team. So an investment in Axie is a bet that the devs will continue doing a good job. And diving into this project, I didn't see any major red flags, meaning we have visible founders, we have no token supply issues, tokenomics makes sense, even even for the Axie Lube token, and we have an active development team. Now, popularity-wise, it seems that this project has gone down a little bit in popularity from its peaks. Now, looking at its subreddit engagement, we can see that comments per day are down slightly, but looking long-term, the chart seems fairly healthy. I like this metric a lot because an engaged community is a successful community in crypto. Then looking at Google Trends, this chart looks a little bit less healthy as we're down significantly from the peaks, but the price of their AXS token has done a very good job of retaining price despite fluctuations in popularity. And this signals to me that holders of the coin are either in and out quickly or they're in it for the long term. So in summary, once again, this isn't financial advice, but what options do we have with AXS and SLP? Let's do a quick recap. These two tokens are a part of a NFT-based game, Axie Infinity, whose main mission right now is to develop one of the first truly decentralized play-to-earn games. Players are incentivized to hodl and stake their tokens for real-life and in-game rewards. The development strategy of this game, as written in their white paper, remains focused on sustaining the appeal of this game and educating gamers on the ways blockchain technology can be an actual source of income. Now, because it's a game, the time that you will inevitably invest building up your collection of NFTs, Axies, and resources greatly surpasses the time that you'd otherwise spend simply buying and holding other tokens. So I don't think that you can think of AXS and SLP as investments in the same way you would Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano or any other altcoin in general, because to make the most out of these tokens, you should, this is hypothetical, entertainment purposes only, you should also be playing the game, staking your shards, and using your smooth love potions to add more Axies to your collection. And what's most shocking about this game is that the financial rewards of playing the game are enough to even make a living for some people. And that's going to do it for today. If you'd like to see even more of my research on Axie Infinity, you'll want to join my Patreon link below. There you'll be able to access my full 20 pages of research notes on this project, including many things that are far too in-depth for a YouTube video. Also, through Patreon, you'll receive all of my crypto buy and sell alerts, a private community, live coaching calls, and a whole lot more. Spots are limited, so grab one of those before they're all gone. So I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.